It's Mountain Bike Life 25, and I want you to watch this YouTube video that the good boys from High Octane are showing, and they might not even realize. I'm not talking about the license plate, which is a cool license plate that my friend has on her Challenger. So, as you see, it does not do with the scenery. Now, since it's Vanishing Point, we're going to watch some of this movie because it's Vanishing Point. Do I need to say any more? But what I want you to watch is at the end. You're going to see something that you didn't realize. Okay, so it's not that. Charger's pretty cool. Cops. Yeah, I don't know. So, here comes Kowalski. So, this is supposed to be 71. And I'm gonna show you something that just doesn't make sense. If it's supposed to be 71. So, as you keep watching, you're gonna see near the end of this what I'm talking about. Isn't this cool? This gets pretty intense, believe me. But I'm gonna pause the scene that we're all waiting for. It's coming soon, but we're gonna have to wait. It gets nuts. Okay. This is about to get really interesting and a little freaky. Actually, my dream car is a 68 Dodge Charger, black on black, with a 4-speed, 440. So these are two pretty cool cars. I got my name in a draw ticket for a 70 Dodge Challenger, 73,780 kilometers on the engine, miles on the engine, 446 pack. It's a wicked car. Red exterior, black interior. It is an automatic though. It's got power steering though. But it's just cloud talk. I don't think I'll win. Okay. This gets crazy. It's not the part yet. Let's keep watching. That poor Dodge. That poor Dodge. That poor Kowalski. This is nuts. This. See this? Did you see that? Look at this flatbed truck. Please look at this flatbed truck. Does that look like an 80s Ford? Now I'm going to reverse that scene. We're going to slow it down a bit. There's an 80s Ford in a 71 film. A film made in 1971. Like, we're not walking into something strange or weird. You know what this is? There was a prototype. They were testing it. See how it just came onto the road? As they were testing the suspension. They do it a lot in movies. So I'm going to get you a good grip of this. There it is. There's your unicorn. I told you I had something good for you. Does this look like it should be in a 1971 released movie? Look at this. The whole entire thing. This is Vanishing Point, 1971. And we got a 1980s Ford truck. I would say roughly late 1980s. Maybe give or take early 90s. And there you go. See? Right there. So what Ford was doing, they were testing trucks. That's all I can say. That's a prototype. You know why it's a prototype? Look at the colors. Plain, beige. Prototypes are usually beige or they're white. That's usually they usually go with a very neutral color, so it gets messed up, smashed up. They don't care. They can just see where knock the dents out of it and put it back on the road or somewhere quiet. But you can't hide that. And I bet you half a dozen people in 71 seen that truck. But that is definitely a Ford. We all know that blue oval. I had older Fords than that. I had me and my brother had a 48 8N Ford tractor. I think it was like a second year they made them, maybe in the first year. And yeah, and the oval was a little different back then. It was more rounded. But that is definitely a Ford, a modern Ford, albeit. But yeah, you guys that made this video, there you go. Mountain Bike Life 25, just showing you something. You look right here. This vehicle is much different to the 1970s. Way more different. How it ended up in this movie, I don't know. And it was getting tested by around two very fast cars. Two, I'd say at least 440 equipped Dodges. A Charger RT, black on black. And that's a TX9 version, which is extremely rare. And it's a triple black TX9. So you ever wonder what they're called? Those are TX9s, tuxedo black 9s. That's why I always want to get a triple black 9 Charger with the 440. Just my personal thing, because it's rare and they're hard to find. But that's even more rare in 1971. And you know how it's the 1970s? It's got cargo lights. My dad's 72 Ford Ranger had cargo lights. Yeah. So there you go. How about that? There's a unicorn for you. So they're putting 70s gizmos on it. They had 80s, early 1980s rearview mirrors in it, because I drove my uncle's 81 Ford pickup truck out picking up hay one time. Yeah, that is definitely at least 89.90 Ford. So there you go. You want to take a good look at that? We'll just scoop it in right there. And there's the driver. Pretty cool. That's probably why they put a pair of shades on him, or because he's out in Utah in the middle of a desert, and that sun hits you, and you don't have your visor down well. You're going all over the place. And that was the norm for the 70s, like, shades and all kinds of things. Sunglasses. I'd even say they're more popular in the 70s than they are now. Pretty much everyone had them. But pretty cool, eh? That they actually had an 80s, late 80s Ford at least, or mid 80s Ford, whenever they started making those. And they're already prototypes. Now, am I putting down Dodge? No, because they probably were putting out prototypes in different movies, or in this movie as well. So, because you know what, that probably sold a lot of used Challengers. That were sitting up on the Dodge. Say it on the Dodge. Sorry, I'm lost for words, because it's a pretty exciting moment to catch one of these things. So, yeah. Car lot. So you find one, you buy one used or just brand new, because I know a friend that bought a 69 brand new in 1970. Sat over a year. So, and that even happened with like Daytona Chargers and Plymouth Superbirds. They couldn't sell them because people didn't like them. The style was stupid. Now everybody wants them because they're rare, they're hard to find. And if they have the 426 Hemi, they got limitless RPMs, which means you go faster. So there you go. The only downfall of the older Hemis is if you get them out in the rain. And I've talked to a person who owns a Hemi Roadrunner, and he's a one owner car, and numbers matching except the rad. He said the downfall is you get it out in the rain, it stalls on you. The reliability of the modern Hemis is much better. Even from day one, I rode in the year they first came out. My good buddy Mark had one, a Hemi truck, and had tons of power. Coming up out of the hills over my hometown, and it didn't hesitate to get up and go. Like we came right out of the corn, just it took off. It was gone. Yeah, why I like Dodges so much? I'd have to say, because if you ride in them, they're nice and flat planed. I drove my dad's Dodge truck, and it's a nice flat look. It's the same with the Fords. You got that flat look. Nothing's too rounded. I have nothing against Chevy. They make nice flat look out in front of you. You get a little bit more things. I like the sound of a Dodge. The Too Fast, Too Furious, the Dukes of Hazzard, all that stuff kind of meshed me together. I have a subscription to John Schneider. I'm one of his big fans, and if you're watching this, John, there you go. And he probably worked around some of these prototypes too, for all I know. So there you go. To see that in an actual film is pretty cool. And that is Vanishing Point. And that's the Charger named Beast. And yeah, well, Kowalski got away again. Yeah. So I'm not gonna spoil the movie. I'm not gonna give away the ending. You gotta watch that movie. Get the DVD. I was gonna say rent it. Wow, that's how old I am. I can remember when Blockbuster was open. I can remember when you had to go to places and rent movies at your local convenience store. Out where I lived, out in the middle of the country, we didn't have movies, and having fast bikes was fun. Like we had just mountain bikes, we'd tear around, rip around, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, so I'll leave it at that. And, that's about it. So I'll see you later, yeah. So I just thought you'd like to see that. Bye for now.